Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial we are going to be making the matching peekaboo pillow for the baby blanket and the cardigan. So this is super easy. I want to start this video out by telling you that I first filmed the baby blanket, okay, and that took almost an hour to go through the pattern. So instead of redoing the pattern for the baby blanket, I'm just gonna edit in the pattern for the stitch pattern, but I'm gonna tell you all that you're gonna need to know for the pillow. Okay, so first of all, you're gonna need some yarn. Now I used Caron 1 pound. This is the Century collection in the color Hollyhock. Okay, so this has 812 yards in it. Now you're obviously not going to need all of that for this pillow, but if you buy your skein, go ahead and get you another one so you can have enough to make the matching blanket, the pillow, and the baby cardigan. That's all going to be this peekaboo collection, and the links to all those will be in my description box, okay? So you're going to need a skein of that, or any 4-weight that you choose, 6mm crochet hook. You are going to need your needle to weave in your ends, scissors. I suggest a piece of paper and a pencil or a row counter so you can always know what row you're on as you're working the pattern. And you are going to need 16-inch pillow inserts. Now I got these from Walmart, but you can get them off of Amazon or anywhere you can get craft supplies. But I'm just using 16-inch inserts. And try not to bump everything. Okay, that is it that you're going to need to make your pillow. Okay, so like I said, what I did here was I'm going to insert the clip of me working this pattern with the baby blanket. But the stitch multiple for this pattern is 9 plus 2. So 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 plus 2. Now for this pillow, I worked 47. So 9 times, what is that? 9 times 5? 45 plus 2 is 47. And that's what, that's how we're, just did it again. That's how we get the pattern or the width for our 16-inch pillow insert. And then what you're going to do is you're going to repeat rows 4 through 21, or you're going to work 1 through 21, 4 through 21, 4 to 15. And that should get you a perfect length to wrap around your pillow, okay? But in the video, I am going to work a little swatch of 38. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I may say blanket a couple of times, and that's why, because to save myself an hour of filming, I'm just going to edit it in here, okay? All right, so get your guys' supplies together, and let's get started. Okay, I've got my chain done, and then I've got my little post-it here so you guys can refer back to this video, and whenever you're rewinding it, like if you take your finger and you hold the little ball on your timeline and you just pull it to the left or the right, whichever, you're going to see this number change, so that way you guys can always come back and see what row you're on. Okay, so like I said earlier, I worked a chain of 36 plus 2 for my 9999 plus 2 for 38. So once you guys get your chain done, come back here and we are going to start with row 1. So row 1 is a double crochet in the 3rd chain from hook. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we double crochet right in there. And now we're just going to double crochet into each chain all the way down our chain. So the pattern repeat for this baby blanket is row 4 through 21. So you're going to work 4 through 21, 4 through 21, 4 through 21, and that's how we get the nice and even slants. And, you know, obviously the chain 2 holes are the slants. Alright, so you guys go ahead and double crochet into each double down your chain, and then we'll come back and we're going to move on to row 2. All right. Okay, to finish off row 1, I got one more double crochet to work into. Or I'm sorry, chain. Okay, so that is the end of row 1. So you should just have a long length of chain of double crochets. All right, so to move on to row 2, I'm getting ready to waste a bunch of Post-its, but that's all right. To move on to row 2, chain 1 and turn, and we're going to double crochet into that very first double. And now we're going to double crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 4 double crochets right there. Now we're going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next, and now we're going to double crochet into the next 6, so that we already have 1, so we need 7. So I'm sorry, I don't want to confuse you guys. What I meant by that is that we skip 2, double crochet into the next double, and now we need a row of 7 doubles. So we're going to double crochet into the next 6 for a total of 7 together. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I do not know what that sound is. Hold on. Sorry about that. The neighbor was mowing his yard. All right, so we worked chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 7. And that's what we're going to repeat down your blanket. So we did 7 doubles, 3, 6, 7. Now we start over. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 7. Now repeat that all the way down your chain, or I'm sorry, dang it, your baby blanket. And come back here and I'm going to show you how we end row 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you're going to repeat that all the way down until you get to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 5 doubles and then that chain 2 at the beginning that we're going to work into. Okay, so what you're going to do, we're going to chain 2, skip 2, and we're going to double crochet into the last 4. So that's 1, 2, 3 doubles, and then that chain 2. So skip 2, 1, 2, 3, and then right into the side of that chain for 4. And that is the end of row 2. Now it is going to kind of want to bunch up a little bit. Now, let me show you. There, like that. It'll come out of it. Don't worry about that. Okay, so now we are going to move on to row 3. And row 3, all we're going to do is same as all the rest of the rows in this pattern. We chain 1 and turn. Chain 1 and turn. All right, so row 3, we double crochet into the very first double. And now we're going to double crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space. So what we're doing, this is our first, what's the word I'm looking for? The first, I can't think of the word. Where we're moving that chain 2 hole, we're just shifting. That's what I'm trying to say. We're shifting it to the left. And the way we do that is 2 double crochets into that chain 2. Now we chain 2, and for us to be able to move it, we got to skip 2. So we skip 2, and now we double crochet into the next 5. So see how it just shifted that to the left? Well, on camera right now, it's my left. I don't know if it's the same. All right, so we chain 2, skip 2, and now we got 5. And then our last 2 is going to be in the chain 2 space for that, and that's our set of 7. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we work our last 2 into the chain 2 space. And that is how we repeat for row 3. Now we start it over again with chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5. And 5. Now we work our last 2 doubles into the chain 2 space. Okay. Got a knot here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, so we worked our last 2 into our chain 2, so we started over, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we work our 2 doubles into the chain 2. And you repeat that all the way across. Chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 5, work your last 2 into your chain 2, start it over. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5, 2 into your chain 2, start it over. Chain 2, skip 2, next 5, into your last chain 2, and to finish off row 3, we worked our 2 into the chain 2. We're in chain 2. So we chain 2, skip 2, and we're going to double crochet into the last 2. 1 and 2. So that is the end of row 3. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And row 4 is the first row of our repeat, which is 4 through 21. So you can see that. All right. So row 4, we chained 1 and we turned. We're going to double crochet into the very first double. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and we're going to work 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space. 1 and 2. Now why 1? Why did I just chain 1? Well, the reason I wanted to do it like this is because if you keep doing the chain 2s, eventually along the edges, both edges actually, it's going to get really holy with all those huge chain 2 spaces, you know, going up the side. So occasionally if you throw in a chain 1 and skip 1, it helps with the stitch count, first of all, when you're designing them. Second of all, it helps that side from getting way too, like it'll start doing this up the side of the blanket, and that's not what we want. So right here for row 4, we're going to work a chain 1. Then you're going to skip 1, 2 double crochet into your chain 2. So now remember, like I told you guys, this blanket consists of 7 double crochets, and all we're doing is just shifting it one way, one direction when we're working the blanket one way, and then when we chain 1 and turn, it's a different direction. So this row started with the, or I'm sorry, ended with the 2 double crochet into the chain 2, whereas row 4 starts with the 2 double crochet into the chain 2. So you can imagine the next part we need to do is double crochet into the next 5 doubles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, look how many that leaves us with. 2. So we chain 2, skip 2, start back in our chain 2 space. And that's how we're going to shift when we're working this way. We're shifting that way. Crystal clear, right? Okay, so we got our 2 doubles in our chain 2 space. Now we're going to double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now there's our 2. So we need to shift that chain 2 space this way. So we chain 2, skip 2, start our set over again with 2 in the chain 2 space, 1 in the next 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2. There's our 2 we're going to skip. Go right back into your chain 2 space with 2 doubles, and we're going to finish off with our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 left, chain 2, skip 2, start your set over again. And that's what you're going to repeat all the way across for row 4, okay? Now to end row 4, we are going to skip 2. We're going to work 2 double crochet into our chain 2. Now we're going to double crochet into the last stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more for 6. So that is the end of row 6. Yes, there are only 6 here, but we're going to do that instead of working the 7 because we got that space over here. All right, so that's the end of row 4. Now we're going to move on to row 5. All right, row 5, as always, chain 1 and turn. All right, so for row 5, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to work 1 double crochet into the very first double. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start a new peekaboo hole to start working, you know, up the side, or up slanted through the middle. If I could speak today. Okay, so we got 1 double crochet in the very first double, and we're going to start our set. So we chain 2, skip 2, work into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now to shift our hole, we got to work the 2 double into the chain 2. And then to create our hole, we chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 into our chain 2, and start our repeat over again. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 double into our chain 2, and repeat your set again. Chain 2, double crochet into the next 5, 2 into your chain 2, and so on. Okay, so repeat that across, and to end row 5, we're going to skip 2, double crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to double crochet into that little chain space, and then we're going to double crochet into the very last double crochet. And that's how we end row 5. So you can see the concept of what I meant when at the beginning when I was saying that this blanket, the pattern consists of 7 double crochets that we're just shifting by chaining 2 and skipping 2. Okay, that was the end of row 5. Now we are going on to row 6. And to start that, of course, we work our chain 1 and turn. In row 6, we are going to double crochet into our very first double. And now we're going to double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to chain 2, skip 2, 2 double into our chain 2. So you can see how when we're working this direction, we're skipping it. We got to shift that chain 2 this way. So skip 2 and then go right into your normal pattern. 2 double crochet into your chain 2, double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we should have 2 doubles left, and we shift that chain 2 space by skipping 2 and working your 2 double crochet into the chain 2, and then going into your next 5. So that is the repeat for row 6. One more. Chain 2, skip 2, 2 doubles into your chain 2 space, double crochet into the next 5 for a set of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And to end row 7, or I'm sorry, row 6, we are going to chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochet into our last chain 2 right here, and a double crochet into the very last one, which you might have to rotate just a little bit to see. There it is. And that is the end of row 6. So it's coming out pretty cute. I love this pattern. Okay, so that was the end of row 6. So to move on, we chain 1 and turn, and row 7. we double crochet into that very first double, and then we double crochet into the next 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. Now you can see we need to shift our hole this way now, so we work the 2 double crochet into the chain 2, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, double crochet, 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, chain 2, and skip 2 to shift our hole. And we go right into our 5 double crochets, and that's what you're going to repeat for the rest of that row, row 7. So there's 3, 4, and 5, 2 doubles into the chain 2, chain 2, skip 2 to shift that chain 2 space, and double into the next 5. 3, 4, and 5, 2 doubles into your chain 2, and to end row 7, we're going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the last 3. And 3. And there's the end of row 7. Okay, now on to row 8. Okay, so to move on to row 8, we chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to double crochet into the very first double crochet. All right. Now we're going to chain 2 and skip 2 to shift that chain 2 space over. And we're going to go straight into that chain 2 with 2 doubles to start our set of 7. Double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We should have 2 doubles left. So we chain 2, skip 2, start over our set of 7 over again with 2 doubles into the chain 2. And that's what you're going to repeat all the way across your blanket. Let's see, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 left, chain 2, skip 2, 2 doubles into the chain 2, double crochet into the next 5. Chain 2, skip 2, 2 double into your chain 2, and all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2, skip 2, 2 double into the chain 2, and double crochet into the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that is the end of row 8. So I think by now you guys are catching on to the repeat here, how we're shifting that chain 7 over, or chain 7. We're shifting the chain 2 over. All right, so to move on to row 9, we chain 1 and turn. We're going to double crochet into our very first double, and we're going to start a new set, just like we did here and here. But this time we're going to do chain 1 again. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you can see our chain 2 needs to shift this way, so we got to fill that space with two doubles, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into your next 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2 doubles into your chain 2, and start over. Chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 2 doubles into your chain 2, chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so after you repeat that all the way across to end row 9, we are not going to create another hole right here. So we're just going to 2 double crochet into the chain 2 and double into our last double. 1 and 2, and then a double into your very last double, which you're going to have to turn that a little bit to see it. Okay, and that's the end of row 9. So to move on to row 10, we chain 1 and turn. We double crochet into our very first double, and we're going to double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now by now you should be able to look at this and tell what our next step is, right? We're shifting, so we got to chain 2, skip 2, 2 doubles into the chain 2. Double crochet into your next 5. Alright, so I'm going to let you finish row 9 and come back, and we are going to finish it off. Alright, so you worked row 10 across. Now to end it, we worked 2 double crochet into our last chain 2. Now we double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 2, skip 2, and then we're going to double crochet into that little chain 1 and then into our last double crochet. All right, and there's the end of row 10. So to move on to row 11, we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to double crochet into our very first double. Oops. Double crochet into our very next double. And you can look and see we're shifting that chain 2 this way, so we got to fill in that chain 2 with 2 doubles. Now to create our next chain 2, skip 2, and we start our pattern. 5 double crochet into the next 5, 3, 4, and 5. Fill our chain 2 space, so we can move it. Skip 2, double crochet into your next 5. All right, so you guys got that. Repeat across your row, and we come back and we're going to finish row 11. Alrighty, to end row 11, I worked my last 2, double crochet into my chain 2. We're going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the last 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is the end of row 11. So to move on to row 12, we chain 1 and turn. Row 12, we double crochet into our very first double. Double crochet into our next double. So we have 2 doubles right here. And now you can look. See how they're all coming this way? So we know we got to shift. So we chain 2, skip 2. 2 double crochet into the chain 2. And then just repeat the pattern. Double crochet into the next 5 for our set of 7. Two, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 5 doubles. So we chain 2, skip 2, 2 doubles into the chain 2, and double crochet into the next 5. So repeat your pattern across your blanket, and once again come back here and we are going to move on to row 13. Okay, so to end row 12, I've worked my pattern across. I chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochet into your last chain 2 space, and then a double crochet into the last 4 doubles. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and that's the end of round 12. So to move on to row 13, chain 1, turn, we double crochet into our very first double. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now by now you should be able to look at it and see what we do next. We got to shift that chain 2 space. So we got to fill it with 2 doubles, chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 5. So you guys got it from here. So work your pattern repeat all the way across your blanket and come back, and we're going to finish row 13. Chain 2. All right. Okay, so I've repeated my pattern all the way across, and to end row 13, we worked into our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our 5 double crochet. We got to fill our little hole here with 2 doubles. Now to end this, we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into your very last double. All right, and that is the end of row 13. So again, to move on to 14, we're getting closer. To move on to row 14, we chain 1 and turn. Turn the page of my pattern here. All right, so for row 14, we double crochet into our very first double. Now we're going to double crochet into that chain 1. And we're going to double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 2 left. We got to shift that chain 2 by chaining 2, skipping 2, 2 doubles into our chain 2. All right, so you guys know your repeat, your pattern I should say, for your blanket. Your sets of 7, chain 2, skip 2. So repeat that across and come back here, and we're going to finish off row 14 and move on to row 15. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so we made it across. Now I worked 2 double crochet into my last chain 2. I'm going to double into the next 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, chain 2, skip 2, double into our very last. So what we just did is created a new row of slants right there. All right, so that is the end of row 14. Moving on to row 15. We are going to chain 1 and turn. And we are going to work a double crochet into that very first double. All right, oop, that was a half. Get out of there. All right, so now to move on, we got to move our, shift our chain 2 space over. So to do that, we know that we work 2 double into our chain 2. Chain 2, skip 2, and start to repeat over again. Double crochet into the next 5 doubles. 2 double crochets into our chain 2. Chain 2, skip 2, and start that over again. All right, so I will meet you guys at the end of row 15. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back, and I worked my last set of 7 here, the last 2 into my chain 2 space. So now I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet into the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one we got to turn a little bit. Right there it is for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. There is row 15. So just chugging right along to row 16. We chain 1 and turn. We're going to double crochet into our very first double. And we're going to double crochet into the next 2. 1 and 2. So we have 3 doubles right here. And now you can see we're working on the next part's going to be shifting that chain 2. So we chain 2, skip 2, fill that hole, and go on with our pattern. Double crochet into the next 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Shift our chain 2 by chaining 2, skip 2, fill in your hole. All right, so repeat across your blanket. Come back here, and we're going to finish row 16, and we're 1 row closer to the end. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so we've worked across for row 16. We worked our 2 and then our 5 for our set of 7. So now we chain 2, skip 2, 2 doubles into the last chain 2, and then we're just going to finish it off with a double into the last 3 doubles. 1, 2, and turn that for that last one, 3. All right, so that's the end of row 16. Moving on to row 17. We chain 1 and turn. Double crochet into our very first. And now we're going to double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we got to shift our hole, so we need to fill it with 2 doubles, chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you guys know the repeat by now. Fill it and shift it. Chain 2, skip 2. All right, so repeat your pattern across the row and come back here, and we are going to finish off row 17. Okay, so I've made it across my little sample here. I worked into my chain 2 with 2 doubles, chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 5. I'm going to fill my space with 2 doubles, 1 and 2. Now I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, 1 double into the very last double crochet. And that is how we're going to end row 17. So moving on to 18. We chain 1 and turn. And I'm tangled up here. Row 18 starts with a double into our very first. And then we're going to work 2 double crochet into that chain 2. We're going to fill that hole. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to chain 2, skip 2, fill in our hole to shift our chain 2. So you guys know the pattern with your sets of 7 and chain 2s. So go ahead and work across row 18. There's my set of 7. So I chain 2, skip 2, fill in the chain 2 with 2 doubles, and then finish that off. All right, so work across your blanket, get done with row 18, and then once again come back here and we're going to finish this off. All right, so you've made it across row 18. To finish that off, we are going to work our 2 double crochet into our chain 2. We're going to double crochet into the next 5, just like normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet into our very last. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so that is the end of our row 18. We are so close, guys. Here's row 19. Turn my pattern page. All right, we are going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to double crochet into our very first double. We're going to double crochet into that chain 1 space, and now we're just going to shift it by chaining 2, skip 2, double crochet into the very next, and then start your set of 5. Finish it off with the last 2 in the chain 2 space, just like we have the whole blanket. Okay, now we chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next 5. You guys got this. So go ahead and finish your row 19, and then come back here and I'm going to show you how we're going to finish it off. All right. Okay, you've made it across your row. We're ready to finish it off. So we worked our 2 double crochet into our last chain 2 space. Chain 2, we're going to skip 2, and then we're going to double crochet into the last 6. And that's how we finish off row 19. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the very last one, we got to rotate to see, and there is 6. All right, so move on to row 20. We're so close. We chain 1 and turn. Double crochet into our very first double, and we're going to double crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, skip 2, fill in our hole with 1 and 2, double into your next 5 for your sets of 7. So you guys can finish row 20 just like we have been. Follow your pattern. There's our set of 7, chain 2, skip 2, fill in the hole. All right, finish your row 20 and come back here, and we are going to finish this row off and start the very last row of our repeat. Okay, so to finish off row 20, I worked my pattern across, filled in my chain 2, double crochet into the next 5. I need to shift that, so I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochet into my chain 2, double crochet into your last 2 double crochets. There is the end of row 20. All right, so to move on to our very last row of our repeat, we are going to chain 1 and turn. Oops, daisy, didn't mean to do that. We are going to double crochet into our very first double. And we're going to double crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. 2 doubles into your chain 2. So we're filling the hole. Now we need to shift the hole, chain 2, skip 2, and there you go. There is the pattern to start row 21. So you guys got this by now, I'd like to think. If you don't and you need help, email me and I will be more than happy to help you guys. So we're shifting the chain 2 this way, so we got to fill it and start over. Chain 2, skip 2. But like I was saying, if you need help with this at all, my email is in the description box. Shoot me an email and I will get to you ASAP and help you out, and we will get this to where you guys can get the pattern down if you need help. All right, so finish your row 21, come back here. Well, work your row 21 till the end, come back here, and then we will finish this off. Okay, so out of that little clip you just watched, like I said earlier, if you guys happen to hear me say blanket, that's because it took me an hour to film the pattern repeat. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to edit that pattern clip for the pillow. So you should have worked 1 through 21, done your repeat of 4 through 21, and then done the repeat 4 through 15 to get the length of your pillow cover, which mine is measuring, let's see here, about 29 inches. And that is perfect to wrap around my 16-inch pillow insert, okay? So what you're going to do is work your row 15, chain 1, pull up a loop, cut, pull that through, and we have got our pillow cover. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go through here and weave in my ends. Most of the time when I work pillow covers, my Churchy got his claw stuck right there. I usually never weave in the ends because you're going to hide them inside the pillow anyway. But for this one, you will see your ends, so we're going to have to weave those in. So get your ends weaved in and come back here, and we're going to close this up and put it in our pillow. Okay, guys, so I've gotten all my ends weaved in. And what we're going to do, which the beauty of this pattern is it doesn't really matter how you lay this, but I just got my pillow cover laid, and I'm going to fold it straight in half. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to sew up one side. Well, I should say we're going to slip stitch up one side across the top, stop, insert our pillow, single crochet or slip stitch it shut. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, the way this is laying in front of me, I'm going to start on the right hand side. It doesn't matter. If you want to start on the left, go ahead. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to get my yarn, get it on my hook with a slip stitch. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to evenly, I said slip stitch, slip knot, sorry. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start going where my hook can go and work in a loose slip stitch. Now don't do this tight or the pillow is going to be awfully tight inside there, and I've already messed that up. There. Okay? Wrong tail. Alright, now all I'm going to do is evenly space out some slip stitches, going wherever I can get my hook in. Okay? Nothing fancy. Remember, like I said, make sure you're doing it loose. And don't jump all the way over here to work a slip stitch. See what that lump it creates? We're just going to evenly space them out. Alright, so work this up all the way up this side until we're at the beginning, or I mean at this corner up here, okay? Okay, so I have evenly slip stitched up to the side. I'm to my first corner. Get some slack here. And so like that right there, that is the slip knot from the beginning of my pillow cover when I first started. So I'm just going to go right into there. I'm going to work 1, 2, I'm in the same spot. And then I'm just going to rotate, and now I'm going to come straight across the top, going through the remaining, like if I look, right there is the bottom of a double. I'm going to go right between the let me show you what I got here. So this are the remaining loops from our beginning chain. This right here are the legs from our first double. So I'm going to go straight into there, and I'm going to come over and go through both loops of that top of that double crochet. And I'm going to work that all the way down. And then when I get to the chains, I'm just going to go through one loop. I'm not going to fuss with going through both the loops, okay? So work slip stitches across, and then when you get to this corner, stop, and I'll meet you there, okay? Okay guys, so I've worked across the top of this, and I did have to skip some stitches on one side to get my ends to come out even. No big deal, does not matter any. So I have one more I want to go into here with a slip stitch. Now, actually I think I have one more. Church, no, go. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I got one more that I'm going to, it's actually the chain at the beginning. I'm going to work into. All right, so now I'm going to pull up my loop kind of far. And what we're going to do now is we're going to flip this inside out. And the reason we're doing that is to hide our seam. He's mad at me now. If you guys can hear him. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm kind of poking out that corner, and then I'm poking out right here where we started. Okay, so now if we lay it there is our pillowcase. Let me pull this out. Well, I can. Okay, I can't pull it out much farther. Get off my hair. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pillow and I'm going to slide it inside. All right. So now grab that loop, get that out of there. And try to make my corners go to the corner of my pillow. Okay, that's so cute. It's a good fit. Yay. All right, so now I'm going to basically do what we did on the other side. I am just going to pinch and evenly space out slip stitches to slip stitch this all the way shut. Now, I know it's probably a pain for some of you to not see it on camera, but it's impossible. There's a train. It's impossible to do on camera because I have to hold this in my lap. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right, the train is gone. So what I'm going to do is hold this in my lap, and I'm going to keep it nice and tight right here. And I'm going to do the same thing we did on the other side and just evenly space out slip stitches. Now, remember, don't go from here to here and work a slip stitch, right? We're just going to evenly space them out all along this edge. So yes, all of my work right now is to the inside, but that is a-okay because what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do this on camera. Find my loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to completely pretend that my work isn't to the inside, and I'm just going to go right in to where I can go and slip stitch. Find a next space I can go and slip stitch. And that's all I'm going to do all the way down, all right? So slip stitch all the way down your pillow and come back and we are going to be done. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so I am back and I have slip stitch all the way along this side to close it up. I worked one in the corner. I think I can get one more in there just to secure it. And then we're going to chain one, pull up a loop, and we are going to cut. There's another train. Sorry about that. All right, now we just weave in that end. Now, I will say I wish I would have done the black lining around the pillow just to, you know, kind of keep the white from poking through so much, but I'm all right with it. That's okay. It'll make someone very, very happy. I'm going to go one more time. Just going through some stitches, not being too worrisome for it. All right, now I'm going to cut. And there we go. There is our pillow, guys. That is so cute. I love making the matching pillow sets. I probably say that at the end of every tutorial for a pillow and blanket set, but I love them. I think they're adorable. All right, guys. Hey, subscribe if you haven't. I've got way more coming. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment and check out the description box. I'm going to have links to the matching blanket for this and the matching little cardigan. So check that out. And if you need any help whatsoever, email me. That's also in the description box. And I will help you as soon as I can. Okay, guys? All right. Thank you so very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.